Gautam, start the recording. Yeah. So we saw the different incarnations. 2.7.32. So last time we saw that how Lord appears as Buddha and intentionally preaches a sub-religious principles so that he can annihilate all the atheistic people in one side. Now 38th verse. Yarhi alayeshe api shaktim nahare kathasyu पाषण्डिनो द्विजजना वृषलानुदेवाः स्वाहा स्वधा वषडिति स्म गिरो न यत्र शास्ता भविष्यति कलेर्भगवान् युगान्ते यर्हायलेष्वपि सत्तां न हरेस्कथास्यो पाषण्डिनो द्विजजना वृषलानुदेवाः स्वाहा स्वधा वषडिति स्म गिरो न यत्र शास्ता भविष्यति कलेर्भगवान् युगान्ते. Yarhi, when it happens, alayeshu, in the residence of api, even, satam, civilized gentlemen, na, no, hare, the personality of Godhead, katha, the topics, syu, will take place, pashandinaha, that is, the atheists, dvijajanaha, persons declaring themselves to be the higher three classes, Brahmana, Kshatriya, and Vaishyas, vrishalaha, the lower class Shudras, Naradevaha, the ministers of the government, Swaha, hymns to perform sacrifices, Swadha, the ingredients to perform sacrifices, Vashat, the altar of sacrifice, Iti, all these, Sma, shall, Giraha, words, Na, never, Yatra, anywhere, then Shasta, that is justicer, Bhavishyati will appear, Kaleha of the Kali age, Bhagavan Yugante at the end, the Lord, the personality of Godhead. So thereafter, at the end of Kali Yuga, when there exists no topics on the subject of God, even at the residences of so-called saints and respectable gentlemen of three higher castes, and when the power of government is transferred to the hands of ministers elected from the low-born Shudra class, or those less than them, and when nothing is known of the technique of sacrifice, even by word, at that time the Lord will appear as a supreme chastiser. So here Kalki avatar has been spoken. When so much of degradation will happen, the degradation is such that even in the higher class, there will be no topics on the subject of God. Completely, it is a godless society. When that godless society will happen, at the time, Lord is going to incarnate and will kill all the administrators, because administration will be there in the hands of the Shudras. So that is how here the indication of Kalki Avatara is given. When you say caste, Shudra, Vaishya, it is all according to the gunas. If so much of tamas is there, then that person is categorized as Shudra. So a tamasic person cannot become a proper administrator. For administration, he requires minimum Kshatriya quality. A Kshatriya quality is driven by goodness. Passion is there, but it's driven by goodness. Then only he can be called as Kshatriya. If it is driven by, the passion is driven by ignorance, then he is Vaishya. That is how the ignorance makes him speak lies and all those things. That dharma is not established. But somehow, for business purposes, he has to. But there is again a boundary to how much extent he's allowed to speak a lie. The boundary is there because he has to do business. He cannot be truthful there. No, I am earning this much profit. He cannot tell the people there. Say if you go to any shop, what they say, kuch nahi mil raha hame. The question you should ask, why are you sitting there? Then what about the Brahmanas? Brahmanas are supposed to speak the scriptures, read the scriptures, guide the society. So when these three upper classes, that is Brahmana, Kshatriya, and the Vaishyas, if they become godless, what will happen? If they become godless, nothing can be done. Because there is nobody to guide. When there is nobody to guide, it is the Shudras who will reign. When they start ruling the society, what will happen? It will be only filled with tamas, tamasic tamas. To destroy the tamas, because tamas has a lot of drawbacks. Because of the tamas, it will be like, it's anyhow godless. People will fight with each other. There's an anger, there's a killing. Further in the 12th canto, description of the Kalki avatar, what will happen really when Lord is going to appear, why he will appear. It is said, people will start killing each other and eating each other. Small babies will be like 4 years, 5 years. Babies will be raped. And all these things have been given. A lot of what is going to happen at the end of Kali Yuga. So now what is going on? It is just Yugantara which is going on. Yugantara means from one Yuga to another Yuga we have come. So it's a very nice golden age now. That is why golden avatar is also there. It's a golden age where we can chant, we can make others also chant. Bhakti can be spread. Prabhupada says till 10,000 years. That means another 5,000 years. It is very nice to spread devotion. In fact, another 10,000 has also been told. That means another 10 means total 15,000 years of this Kali Yuga. After that, slowly, influence of Kali will start. Kali means quarrel. And when that quarrel reaches the brim, then Lord has to appear. Okay? So Aruna, read.
Hare Krishna. Text 38. Yarhalayeshapi satam nahare katasyu
remove your video. Aruna, you remove your video and read. Then you can connect.
Motherji, video I have switched off.
It is
voice problem.
Voice problem is coming. That's why video, if you remove, voice will come proper. Read.
Oh no, video I have off. Just tell me if I'm okay.
No, not okay.
Yarhalayeshapi satam.
Okay, read.
Read. Yarhalayeshapi satam nahare katasyu pashandino dvijajana vrishalan deva swaha swadavashaditi smagiro nayatta shasta bhavishyati kaler bhagavan yugante. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The symptoms of the worst conditions of the material world at the last stage of this age called Kali Yuga are stated.
Voice is not coming good. I think Sanjay Prabhu, if you are in a... No. Aruna, your voice is not coming good. Or Raksha Mataji, you read. You come in a proper range, na, Aruna?
Yes, Mataji. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai ho. The symptoms of the worst conditions of the material world at the last stage of this age called Kali Yuga are stated herein. The sum and substance of such condition is godlessness. Even the so-called saint and higher caste of the social order, generally known as the Dvijajana or the twice-born, will become atheists. As such, all of them will practically forget even the holy name of the Lord. And what to speak of his activities? The higher caste of society, namely the intelligent class of men guiding the the destinies of the social orders, the administrative class of men guiding law and order of the society, and the productive class of men guiding the economic development of the society, must all be properly well versed in knowledge of the Supreme Lord, knowing factually his name, quality, pastimes, entourage, paraphernalia, and personalities. The saints and the higher caste or order of the society are judged by their proportion of knowledge in the science of God or Tattva Gnan, and not by any kind of birthright or bodily designation. Such designation without any knowledge of the science of God and practical knowledge of devotional service are considered to be all decoration of dead bodies. And when there is too much inflation of these decorated dead bodies in society, there develop so many anomalies in the progressive peaceful life of human being. Because of the lack of training or culture in the upper section of the social order, they are no more to be designated as the Dvijal Janas or the twice born. The significance of being twice born has been explained in many places in this great literature. And again, one is reminded here with the birth executed by the sex life of the father and the mother is called animal birth. But such animal birth and progress of life on the animal principles of eating, sleeping, fearing, and mating without any sacrifice, culture of spiritual life is called the Sudra life, or to be more explicit, the uncultured life of the lower class of men. It is stated here that the governmental power of society in the Kali Yuga will be passed over to the uncultured, godless laborer class of the men, and thus the uh, Nurdevas or the minister of the government will be the Vrishals, or the uncultured, lower class men of society. No one can expect any peace and prosperity in the human society full of uncultured, lower class of men. The symptoms of such uncultured social animals are already in vogue, and it is the duty of the leaders of men to take note of it and try to reform the social order of introducing the principle of twice born men, trained in the science of God consciousness. This can be done by expanding the culture of Srimad Bhagavatam all over the world. In the degraded condition of human society, the Lord incarnate as a Kalki Avatara and kills all the demonic without mercy. Hare Krishna.
So Lord is not going to show mercy when he's going to kill all the demons. That itself is a mercy actually. When Lord is killing demons, he's actually delivering the demons. That itself is a mercy. Now 39th verse. Now 39th verse speaks about what happens during creation, what happens during maintenance, and what happens during destruction. During Kalavataras. Kalavataras are Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh. So technically Kalavataras have been spoken. Brahma says myself, then he says that is during creation. And when during creation, there is tapa, there are prajapatis who are involved in creation. During the maintenance, who are all there? Vishnu is there, and the demigods are there because they are maintaining whatever creation is there. But during the destruction, it is Athis and Lord Shiva. So Lord Shiva, who is Kalavatara, that means creation, maintenance, destruction. These three activities is actually the work of God. And this is the work of Lord, and who are all involved along with Lord has been spoken in this verse. That is why they are also technically known as Vibhutis. They are known as Vibhutis, like Prajapatis. Vibhuti. Vibhuti means they have the special power to create, generate, progeny, create. Now, demigods, they are also Vibhutis. They also have that special power. Even Athis also have power. That is also Vibhuti. Yadyat Vibhuti mat sattvam shrimadurchitam evava. Tattadevavagachatvam mama tejonsa sambhava. Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita. Whatever you see something special, even destruction is also something special. Everybody cannot do. Something special you are seeing, and whoever is cooperating in that activity, God means G-O-D, generator, operator, destroyer. So whoever is cooperating in that, they are technically known as Vibhutis of Lord. That has been given. Sarge tapo Sarge tapoham ऋषयो नवये प्रजेशाः स्थाने तधर्ममखमन्व मरावनीशाः अन्ते त्वधर्महरमन्युव शासुराद्या माया विभूतय इमा पुरुषक्तिभाजः. Sarge. In the beginning of creation, tapa, there is penance. And who did that? Actually, that was done by Brahma himself. Tap, 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 3 times he told. And all the sages also did. Many sages also did tapasya. Nava, then 9. Ye prajeshaha, those who would generate. So in this way, Prajapatis also were there. Sthane, in the middle now, maintenance of the creation is there. Ataha dharmaha makaha. So the maintenance, that means religion has to be maintained. Principles of religion has to be maintained. So Lord Vishnu is there. At the same time, there are Manus who are the father of mankind to maintain. Then Amaraha, the demigods deputed to control the affairs of maintenance. Avanishaha, Avanish, the kings of different planets are there. Then at the end, Adharma will be prevalent. And Lord Shiva, Manyuhu Vakshaha, subjected to anger. When there is Adharma, who will exhibit anger? There is Lord Shiva. Asura Adyaha, Athis are there, demons, enemies of the devotees will be there. Maya, energy, Vibhutayaha, powerful representation. Ima, all of them. Purushakti Bhajaha, of the Supreme Powerful Lord. So all these, whether it is negative energy, whether it is positive energy, whether it is used for destruction, whether for creation, whether for maintenance, everything is Lord's Vibhuti representation. So talking about the scheduled incarnation, so the Kalavataras are also incarnations only. And those who are assisting the Kalavataras, they are known as Vibhuti representations. When you say avatara, avatara means Lord appearing, Lord descending. Lord can descend in his full form. Lord can exhibit the power to some extent. Lord can send his representatives. Lord can appear as Kalavataras. Lord can send his representatives who assist in creation, maintenance, destruction. They are technically known as Vibhutis of Lord. Okay. So that is how Srila Prabhupada starts the purport itself. The material world is created by the energy of Lord. Yes. And how it started with the tapasya of Brahma. Brahmaji was doing tapasya. When the lotus stem emanates from the navel of Lord, and that is the time Brahmaji is seated on the top of the lotus. And he is just doing tap, tap, tap. The Lord is completely dark and he is completely bewildered what to do. He hears a sound, chant, tap, tap. That means you do tapasya. So he started chanting and he could see that everything, creation, whatever required for creation has been given to him. That is how the creation starts. There is sub-creation. First creation is done by Karnadakshayi Vishnu. Then the secondary creation responsibility is given to Brahma. That is a Kalavatar. Okay. Sanjay Prabhu, read.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Sarge tapo aham rishiyo navye prajesha sthane ath dharma makham anva maravanisha ante tva dharma har manyuvasha suradhya maya vibhuta imha purushakti bhaja. At the beginning of creation, there are penance, myself Brahma, and the Prajapatis, the great sages who generate. Then, during the maintenance of the creation, there are Lord Vishnu, the demigods with controlling powers, and the kings of different planets. But at the end, there is irreligion, and then Lord Shiva and the atheist full of anger, etc. All of them are different representative manifestations of the energy of the supreme power, the Lord. Purport. The material world is created by the energy of the Lord, which is manifested in the beginning of the creation by the penance of Brahmaji, the first living being in the creation, and then there are 9 Prajapatis known as great sages. In the stage when the creation is maintained, there are devotional service to Lord Vishnu or factual religion, the different demigods, and the kings of different planets who maintain the world. At last, when the creation is preparing to wind up, there is first the principle of irreligion, then Lord Shiva along with the atheist full of anger. But all of them are but different manifestations of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahadev, Shiva, are different incarnations of the different modes of material nature. Vishnu is the Lord of the mode of goodness, Brahma is the Lord of the mode of passion, and Shiva is the Lord of the mode of ignorance. Ultimately, the material creation is but a temporary manifestation meant to give the chance of liberation to the conditioned souls who are entrapped in the material world, and one who develops the mode of goodness under the protection of Lord Vishnu has the greatest chance of being liberated by following the Vaishnava principles and thus being promoted to the kingdom of God, no more to return to this miserable material world. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah. विष्णोर्नु वीर्यगणनां कतमोर्हतीह यः पार्थिवान्यपि कविर्विममे रजांसि च स्कम्भयः स्वरहसास्खलता त्रिपुष्टम् यस्मात् त्रिसाम्यसदनाद्गुरु Kampayanam. So the glories of Vishnu has been spoken here. Vishnu. Vishati iti sarvatraha Vishnu. One who cannot be stopped from entering anywhere and everywhere is Vishnu. No means but Vishnu no viryaha pravas gananam in the matter of accounting. Katamaha, who else arhati is able to do it. Iha, in this world, yaha, one who. Parthivani, the atoms, api, also. Kavi, great scientist, Vimame, might have counted. Then, Rajamsi, particles, Chaskambha, could catch. Yaha, one who, Swahasa, Rahasa, by his own leg, Askhalata, without being hampered, Triprushtam, the topmost planetary space, Yasmat, by which Trisamya, the neutral state of the 3 modes, Sadanat, up to that place, Uru Kampayanam, moving very greatly. Now, who can describe completely the prowess of Vishnu? Even the scientists who might have counted the particles of the atoms of the universe cannot do so. Because it is he only who, in his form of Trivikrama, moved his leg effortlessly beyond the topmost planet, Satyaloka, up to the neutral state of 3 modes of material in nature, and all were moved. That means going even beyond Virja. Beyond Satyaloka is Virja, but 3 modes of material nature doesn't exist. Till there, Lord can easily, even beyond that, Lord can easily move his leg without any effort. So here, who is there to describe or count his power? Even a person who can count the atoms, which is practically impossible, material scientists cannot count the atom of the universe. The thing which is impossible. Now, even if that is possible, but this is the most impossible thing. Even chalo at one time we can think that is possible. All the material scientists together have counted the atoms. But describing the Lord's power is impossible. So Brahmaji is saying it's very difficult to count the power of Vishnu. Okay. Aruna, can you see? Can you try out? or Bade Prabhu?
Mataji, am I audible? Because
Yeah,
I think there is some problem here.
When
Text
you speak
40.
something else, you are audible. When you speak the words, I don't know what is happening. Just one speaking.
Text 40. विष्णोर्नुवीर्यगणनां कथमोर्हतीह यः पार्थि वन्यपि कविर्ममेरजांसि च स्कम्भयः स्वरः स्खलता त्रिपृष्ठम् यस्मात् त्रिसाम्य सदनादुरुकम्पयानम्. Translation: who can describe completely the prowess of Vishnu? Even the scientist who might have counted the particles of the atoms of the universe cannot do so, because it is he only who, in his form of Trivikrama, moved his leg effortlessly beyond the topmost planet, Satyaloka, up to the neutral state of the three modes of material nature. And all were moved. Purport: Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The highest scientific advancement of the material scientist is atomic energy. But the material scientist is not able to have an estimation of the particles of atoms contained in the whole universe. But even if one is able to count such atomic particles, or is able to roll up the sky like one's bedding, even then one is unable to estimate the extent of the prowess and energy of the Supreme Lord. He is known as Trivikrama because once, in his incarnation of Vamana, he expanded his leg beyond the highest planetary system, Satyaloka, and reached the neutral state of the modes of nature called the covering of the material world. There are 7 layers of material covering over the material sky, and Lord could penetrate even those coverings. With his toe, he made a hole through which water of the causal ocean filters into the material sky, and the current is known as the sacred Ganges, which purifies the planets of the three worlds. In other words, no one is equal to the transcendentally powerful Vishnu. He is omnipotent, and no one is equal to or greater than him. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So nobody is equal to him, not greater to him. Na samam, na adhikaha. Okay. Now, 41st verse. Now again, Brahmaji says, even I cannot estimate him. Nantam vidamya hamami munayo grajaste maya balasya purushasya kuto varaye gayan gunan dashashatanana adideva sheshodhunapi samavasyati nasya param na antam. So na antam. Antam, end. Vidami, I don't know. Na antam, aham, myself, ami, all those, muniha, great sages, agrajaha, born prior to you, te, you, maya balasya, of the omnipotent, purushasya, of the personality of Godhead, kutaha, what to speak of others, avataraha, born after us, ye, those, gayan, by singing, gunan, the qualities, Dasha Shata Ananaha, one who has 100 faces. Adidevaha, the first incarnation. Shesha, Adishesha. Aduna, until now, api even. Samavasyati, can achieve, no not, asya, of him, param, limit. So neither I nor all the sages born before you, that is the Kumaras. Kumaras are born before Narada. So, nor all the sages born before you. So what can others who are born after us know about him? Even Shesha, Adishesha, who is the first incarnation, he is not able to reach the limit of such knowledge, although he is describing the qualities of the Lord with 100 faces. That means with 1,000 faces he is describing, but still he is not knowing the limit. And here Brahmaji says, your brothers, like the Kumaras, even they don't know. They are your elder brothers. Manasaputra, no? Brahma's Manasaputras are the Kumaras. So they don't know the end of the strength of this Maya Shakti. Lord's creation is a Maya Shakti. Even the end of that strength is also unknown. And what to speak of spiritual energy? The end of material energy is unknown, then what to speak of spiritual energy that has been given? There is no end to sing the qualities pertaining to spiritual as well as material world. There is no end singing the qualities. Okay, Raksha, read.
Text 41. Nantam vidamyahamami munayograjaste maya balasya purusha kuto varaye gayan krunan dashashatananadi devah sheshodhunapi samavasyati nasya param. Translation. Neither I nor all the sages born before you know fully the omnipotent personality of Godhead. So what can others who are born after us know about him? Even the first incarnation of the Lord, namely Sesha, has not been able to reach the limit of such knowledge, although he is describing the qualities of the Lord with 1,000 faces. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai ho. The omnipotent personality of Godhead has three primary potencies, namely the internal, external, and marginal potencies. With unlimited expansion of these three energies, as such, the expansion of his potencies can never be calculated by anyone, because even the personality of God himself as the incarnation of Sesha cannot estimate the potencies, although he has been describing them continuously with his 1,000 faces. Hare Krishna.
So to know the power of Lord, only one who is favored by Lord, only he can know. Not so easy to know. He says even Ananta is not able to describe the limit of Lord's powers. That's why Lord's powers are unlimited. Whether it is material, whether it is spiritual, that means the energy which is required for the material creation, that is material energy. Even to know material energy also requires Krishna's mercy. Then what to speak of spiritual energy? That has been given here. Who has been specially favored, only they can understand the Lord's energy, whether material or spiritual. Yesham sa esha bhagavan dayayedanantah sarvatmana shritapado yadi nirvyalikam te dustara matitaranti cha devamayam naisham mamahamiti dhishva shugala bhakshye. Yesham, unto those only, Saha, the Lord, Yeshaha, the Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead, Dayayeta, does bestow his mercy, Anantaha, the unlimited potential, Sarvatmanaha, by all means, without reservation, Ashitaha Padaha, surrendered soul, Yadi, if such surrender, Nirvyalikam, without pretension, Te, those only, Tustaram, insurmountable, Atitaranti, can overcome, Cha, and the paraphernalia, Devamayam, diverse energies of the Lord, no not, Yesham of those, Mama mine, Aham myself, Iti thus, Dhi conscious, Shwa dogs, Shigala jackals, Bhakshe in the matter of eating. Now it is said here, if he has showered the mercy, Dayayetaha, then his Anantaha, unlimited potency can be understood. And that too by whom? Ashitaha Padaha, who has unalloyed surrender towards the service of the Lord. Only that person can be favored by Lord, who is completely surrendered. Then he can Dustaram, which is very difficult to cross, Atitaranti, then it is very easy for him to cross the material world, the illusory, the insurmountable ocean of illusion. And then it is said, then he can understand the Lord. It becomes easy for him to understand the Lord. Deva Mayam, Lord's diverse energies of the Lord. But then who is attached to his own body? Then what happens? He is meant to be eaten at the end by dogs and jackals. Those people can never understand Lord. Na mama cannot be understood. Why? Because their consciousness is in matter. So that is why they are fit to be eaten by dogs and jackals. But those who are specially blessed, Lord reveals to them. You may say, oh, I have spent a lot of time in ISKCON. Nayam Atma Pravachenena Labhyas. To understand Lord, it is not that whole day you are giving pravachan. 20 years I have been in ISKCON, I have been giving pravachan. Krishna says that is not the qualification. Na medhaya na bahuna shutena. If somebody is very intelligent, high class, then also Krishna says not necessary that he should know me. Na bahuna shutena. He may have heard many lectures, thousands and thousands of lectures. Still, that is not the qualification. Yameva isha vrudhatena labhyas tasye shatma vrudhatanu swam. Krishna says, to whoever I have specially favored, I can show mercy. And for that, what is a basic qualification? Complete surrenderance. If the person is completely surrendered, surrenderance has 6 aspects that we have done in Bhagavad Gita, Sarvadharman Parityaja purport. Anukulyasa sankalpa, pratikulyasa varjanam, rakshasatati vishwaso, gopturte varanam tatha, atmanikshepa karpanye, shadvida sharanagati. This word surrender is actually a very, very subtle and very deep meaning word. And what is there in that 6 aspects? Anukulyasa sankalpa. In the anukula bhava, favorable mood, one has to surrender. Give up all the unfavorable mood. Rakshasatati vishwaso. He has complete confidence. Krishna is there to protect me in all circumstances. Rakshasatati vishwaso. And he is my maintainer. Goptrutve varanam tatha. He is my maintainer. Atmanikshepa. He is trying to analyze his own self. Trying to control his senses. Atmanikshepa. Karpanya. Kripnataha. Karpanya means kripnataha. So, Atmanikshepa Karpanya. Karpanya refers to even humility, complete humbleness. And that person is eligible to know Krishna. And Krishna says, it is up to me whether to reveal myself or not. But whoever is attached to this body, there are sometimes subtle attachment to the body even at the level of devotees. So it is not so easy to come out of bodily attachment. Body and bodily attachment. Okay. Bade Prabhu, can you read? Are you holding the book?
Yes, Mataji.
Read. Let the words be read by
No, I'll read it.
You'll read? Okay, read properly.
Ya samasya isa bhagavan daya tad ananta sarvatmana shrista padovat yadhi nirvaya litam te dustaram ati anti sa deva mayam nisyam mam iti diha swa uskra bhakshati.
Wait. Lot of mistakes are there. Wait. Aruna Mataji, read the verse.
Hare Krishna, text 42. Esham sa esha bhagavan dayayedanantah sarvatmanashrita pado yadi nirvyalikam te dustaramati taranti cha deva mayam naisham mamahamiti dhi Shvashrugala Bhakshe. Hare Krishna.
Okay, read the
Right.
translation.
Translation, Srila Prabhupada. But anyone who is specifically favored by the Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead, due to unalloyed surrenderance unto the service of the Lord, can overcome this insurmountable ocean of illusion and can understand the Lord. But those who are attached to the body, which is meant to be eaten at the end by dogs and jackals, cannot do so. Purport. The unalloyed devotees of the Lord know the glories of the Lord in the sense that they can understand how great the Lord is now, is how great is his expansions of diverse energies. Those who are attached to the perishable body can hardly enter into the realm of the science of Godhead. The whole materialist world, based on the conception of the material body as the self, is ignorant of the sense of Lord. Of God. The materialistic is always busy working for the welfare of the material body, and not only his own, but also those of his children, kingsmen, and community men, countrymen, etc. The materialists have many branches of philanthropic and altruistic activities from a political, national, and international angle of vision, but none of the fields can go beyond the jurisdiction of misconception of identifying the material body with the spirit soul. Unless, therefore, one is saved from the wrong conception of the body and the soul, there is no knowledge of Godhead. And unless there is knowledge of God, all advancement of material civilization, however dazzling, should be considered a failure. Hare Krishna.
Mm. Okay, next. 3 verses are there, 43, 44, 45. Let us see. Vedahamanga paramasya hi yogamayam यूयं भवश्च भवनाथ तदैत्यवर्यः पत्नी मनोस च मनुश्च तदात्मजाश्च प्राचीनवर्हि परिहिर्भृङ्ग उत ध्रुवश्च. Let us see this meaning first. Veda, know it. Aham, myself. Angaha, Unarda. Paramasya, of the Supreme. He certainly. Yogamayam, potency. Yuyam, yourself. Then, Bhava, Bhavascha, Bhava, Shiva, Cha, and Bhagavan, the demigod, the great demigod. Ata, as also, Daityavaryaha, Prahlad Maharaj, the great devotee of the Lord, born in the family of an atheist. Patni Shatarupa Manu, of Manu. Saha, he, cha also, Manu Swayambhuva, cha. Wait, I didn't go far. No? Yeah, cha. Cha, and Tad Atmajaha cha. And his children like Priyavrat, Uttarapad, Devhuti, etc. Prachina Barhi, Rubhu, Anga, Uta, even, Dhruva, Dhrumaraj cha, and. So here, O Narada, still, although the potencies of the Lord, unknowable and immeasurable, still, because we are all surrendered souls, we know how he acts through Yogamaya potency. Similarly, the potency of the Lord are also known to the all-powerful Shiva, then the great king of the Atis family, Prahlad Maharaj, Swayambhu Manu, his wife Shatarupa, his sons and daughters like Priyavrat, Uttarapad, Akuti, Devuti, Prasuti, Prachara Bharvi, Rubhu, Anga, father of Veena, Maharaj Dhruva. Till here is the first verse. Mute your phone, Prabhuji. Gyan Prabhu, mute your phone. So here Vedaha means at least we know. Why we know? Because we are surrendered. We know his Yoga Maya potency. How he acts, we don't know fully, but at least we know how he acts through the Yoga Maya potency. Because we are surrendered soul. Because previous to this verse, what is told? Only a person who is surrendered, Krishna bestows mercy. Still, since we are surrendered, though he is unknowable, immeasurable, just because we are surrendered, we can come to know how he acts through his potencies. Now there is a stop where cha is the dhruva cha. Cha means further. Ikshvaku aila muchukunda videha gadi raghvam barisha sagara gaya nahushadyaha mandhatra alarka shatadhanvanu ranti deva deva vrato balir amrutirat amuri tarayo dilipah deva vrato balir amurtarayo dilipah amurtayo balir amurtayo dilipah. So apart from Dhruva, Ikshvaku, they are also surrendered. Ikshvaku. Then after Ikshvaku has been spoken, Aila also knows. Muchukunda also knows. Videha, Janak Maharaj. Gadhi, Raghu, Ambarish, Sagara, Gaya, Nahusha, Adyaha, Mandataha, Allarkaha, Shatadanu, Anu, Nani Devaha, Ranti Devaha, Devavrataha, that is Bhishma, Bali, Amurtarayoho, Amrutarayaha, Dilipa also knows. Later, Saubharyatanka Shibidevala Pipalada Sarasvatodhava Parashara Bhurishena Ye Anya Vibhishana Hanumad Upendra Daita Partharshishena Vidura Shuttadeva Varyaha. So further it has been said, Amurittarayaha. Amurittarayaha, we have done this, Amurittarayaha, Dilip also. Saubhari. We know the Saubhari Rishi who gave curse to Garuda. Saubhari Rishi also knows your greatness. Uttankaha, Shibi, Devala, Pipalada, Saraswata, then Uddhava, Parashara, Bhurisena. Then Anya, others also like Vibhishara, Hanuman, Upendra Datta, Sukadev, Upendra Datta. So Sukadev Goswami is also known as Upendra Datta. Partha, Arjuna, Artishena, Arishtisena. Vidura also knows. Shrutadeva also knows. Varya, the foremost. So all these great devotees who are mentioned here of the different potencies of the Lord. So they know when they are chanting Krishna, they know the word Krishna itself not only indicates name of Lord, it indicates his qualities, his potencies, his form, his pastimes. Everything is covered in this name. His name, quality, pastimes, his personality, etc. That is how Prabhupada says. And this is just because one is surrendered to Lord. How Lord functions through his material energy in how the whole creation happens, how it is maintained. So material nature is controlled by Lord by his material potency. And we know that. That is what Brahmaji says. Not only we, but others also know. Previous to this verses, Brahmaji says, how come the people see, you and I'm not able to understand. Shesha is also not able to understand. How come the people who are born after that will understand? Then again, he says, very difficult to understand until unless we surrender. And again, it is up to Lord, to whomever he will favor. But now here, very confidently, it is said, the same verse is put, Nayam Atma Pravachenirabhyas. Okay. So very clearly it has been given that somehow we are surrendered. And we have to give up this identity of me and mine first. Ignorance has to be given up. If that ignorance is given up, then Lord shows mercy. And how to understand Lord has shown mercy? At least I'm able to speak about Lord, Brahmaji says. I'm able to speak about Lord, so I can realize that he has given me mercy. But even though I speak about Lord, I don't know the end of his glories. That means I cannot measure or I cannot speak about his unlimited glories. So all the names are being given. Devrat, Bhishma, then Upendra Datta, that is Shukdev Goswami, everybody. But nobody can estimate the end of his glories. Okay. So Laksha, read all the 3 verses. Can you read? Try to read and here will end.
Yes, Mataji, I try. Sloka 43 to 45. वेदाहमङ्ग परमस्य हि योगमायां यूयं भवस्य भवनाथ भगवानथ दैत्यवर्यः पत्नी मनोह सचमूनश्च तदात्मजाश्च प्राचीन बहिरुपुरङ्ग उत ध्रुवश्च इक्ष्वाकुरेल मुचुकन्द विदेहगाधी रत्वम्बरीश सगरागयनाहुषा शाधा मान्धात्र देवा देवव्रतो बलिरमूर्तरयो दिलीपः सौम्यो सोम्भूर्यतक शिबी देवलपिपलाद सारस्वतो उद्धव पराशर भूरिषेणः येने विभीषण हनुमपेन्द्रदत्त पार्थास्ति शेण विदूर श्रुतदेववर्यः. माता ट्रांसलेशन रीड करूं माता जी?
ट्रांसलेशन जरूरत नहीं है.
हाँ, आपने ऑलरेडी पढ़ा. हाँ माता. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai ho. All the great devotees of the Lord, as mentioned above, who flourish in the past or present, and all the devotees of the Lord who will come in the future are aware of the different potency of the Lord, along with the potency of his name, quality, pastime, entourage, personality, etc. And how do they know? Certainly it is not by mental speculation, nor by any attempt by dint of limited instrument of knowledge. By the limited instrument of knowledge, either the senses or the material instruments like microscope or telescope, one cannot even fully know the Lord's material potencies which are manifested before our eyes. For example, there are many millions and billions of planets far, far beyond the scientists' calculation. But these are only the manifestation of the Lord's material energy. What can the scientists hope to know of the spiritual potency of the Lord by such material effort? Mental speculation by adding some dozens of if and maybe cannot aid the advancement of the knowledge. On the contrary, such mental speculation will only end in despair by dismissing the case abruptly and declaring the non-existence of God. The sane person, therefore, ceases to speculate on subject beyond the jurisdiction of his tiny brain. And as a matter of course, he tries to learn to surrender unto the Supreme Lord, who alone can lead one to the platform of real knowledge. In the Upanishad, it is clearly said that the Supreme Personality of Godhead can never be known simply by working very hard and taxing the good brain, nor can he be known simply by mental speculation and jugglery of words. The Lord is knowable only by the one who is surrendered soul. Here, Brahmaji, the greatest of all material living beings, acknowledges this truth. Therefore, the fruitless spoiling of energy by pursuing the path of experimental knowledge must be given up. One should gain knowledge by surrendering unto the Lord and by acknowledging the authority of the person mentioned herein. The Lord is unlimited, and by the grace of the Yogamaya helps the surrendered soul to know Him proportionately with the advance of the one's surrender. Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Stop here. Any questions you can ask. No questions? Next
Mataji,
class is-
Hare Krishna. Mataji,
We can hold, or we can do one thing. We can hold the question for Thursday.
okay, no problem.
Well, my next class is starting.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Mataji.